crisis. So I just want to be very clear up front, because sometimes when I give sort of economic projections, I don't make it as clear as I should. These are inflection points that we want to be careful of. In other words, in like simple English, if 1, 2, or 3 happen, it's bad, and maybe we'll see a foreclosure crisis. If we don't see those things happen, then we might not see the foreclosure crisis, all right? So that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. I'm gonna try to keep it very simple, but those are going to be the 3 things to watch for. And yeah, it gets complicated because you could have a combination of those 3 things as well. But again, I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. So look, let's just start with the facts. The bottom line is, as of April 14th, there were 3 million homeowners in mortgage forbearance, which means they're not making their mortgage payments, which means right now they're kind of creating this large Thor's hammer, you know, kind of like every month they're not paying their payments. They're building up this hammer and slowly making it larger and larger over their head. And we're all just kind of waiting for that hammer to drop and crush them, because then there'll be a foreclosure crisis. I mean, nobody really wants people to lose their homes, right? But that's kind of the expectation right now, because this hammer, every single month, those 3+ million people don't make their payments, gets bigger and it grows larger. See, right now, if it falls, oh, I missed one payment, it's gonna fall on my foot. Yeah, it's gonna suck, but I'm not gonna be homeless, right? But if it's 3 to 6 months of no payments made, or worse, a year of no payments made, this is going to be a problem, potentially a massive problem. Not only that, but in just recent days, the latest data is suggesting that no, it's not gonna be 3 million households in forbearance. It might be as high as 5 to 6 million homes in forbearance soon, which basically means we could see 4 to 6% of all homes in forbearance. In other words, that's kind of like driving down the street and 1 in 15 houses is taking mortgage forbearance. So imagine driving down the street, and I wish I could do graphics for this, but you're just gonna have to use your imagination. Imagine 1 in 15 houses when you're driving down the street has a big Thor's hammer growing and getting ready to fall on it. Yeah. And so we gotta talk realistically here about what to be careful of and the 3 signals to be watchful of. But first, it's helpful to have a little bit of background and some actual data. The data I'm gonna use here is directly from CoreLogic, and it's gonna be very helpful for us understanding what's going on here. Also, I'm going to start with 2 quick projections. The first projection is from the secondary mortgage market. Freddie Mac predicts that prices in 2020 will increase about 0.5%, and we'll see approximately a 0.7% price increase next year. That's Freddie Mac, okay? So they think prices are gonna stay pretty flat. Now we're gonna go into the CoreLogic data here in a second and see if they've lost their mind. I will also add, though, that the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond, this is one of the banks under Jerome Powell, okay? They say if unemployment stays at 20% through 2021, then unemployment can lead prices to fall by up to 15% by 2025. That is, in 5 years, we'll see prices 15% lower, and then we'll see a rebound. But that is a worst case scenario model. So you have 2, not Kevin models here. These are 2 industry giants giving you kind of a case for 2021 and this year, and 1 case for the next 5 years as a worst case scenario. Now let's get into the CoreLogic data and see what we think about this, because I don't necessarily believe everything that I read. Actually, I barely believe anything that I read. I try to multi-source everything for y'all. Okay, here's the data from CoreLogic. Let's go back. It's a throwback year, all right? Throw them back to 2009. In 2009, negative equity was 26%. That means 1 in 4 houses were upside down. And now if you already were a real estate investor then, or you were a real estate agent, you probably know, or you